Okay, today I'm going to be doing a replacement of my electric fan for my 2003 Dodge Durango 5.9. The purpose of this job was that I noticed my air conditioner just wasn't blowing very cold, so I checked the Freon and all that, but lo and behold, I'd get on the freeway speed and it worked good. So going through all the forums, it quickly asked me to check and see if the E-fan was running when the engine was on and the AC was cycling, and I found out that no, it was not, and apparently it's a common deal for that E-fan to die. So what I intend to do is, following the instructions of a bunch of dudes on the Dodge Dakota forums, is to replace the fan with a new high-end fan, and in the process I'm going to go ahead and do away with the clutch fan. The word on the street is you get a little bit of extra horsepower. You don't get the drag that thing happens to give off when it takes off. So it's been a couple of attempts at this. That clutch fan is a biatch to get off. So I'm going to show you how I finally got around to doing it after several unsuccessful tries. Let's see what else there. It's a three-part process. The first thing you got to do is take off the shroud. Fan shroud here. I don't take mine off. A lot of the guys are completely doing away with it and coming up with new methods to hold their washer fluid and their coolant. That's out of my league. I just want to get this old fan out, the new electronic Ford Taurus fan in, and hope it all works. So that's my plan. So this is the new fan. What's going to be happening with it is I've got this relay that's going to be in charge of turning this fan on and off. It's going to be getting its signal to turn on and off via my stock electronic controls. So these controls over here, I snipped off the old fan and I'm going to plug it back into where it existed before. And with the old fan, it would, if the air conditioner was on or if certain temperatures would reach, it would trigger it to power on. So now that's going to go when the right signal happens. It's going to get power this on. He's going to give it 12 volts from the via a 70 amp fuse from the battery. It's going to send a bunch of power down here and ground this guy, and that'll be that. Okay. Tools. Need a big old crescent wrench. I think it's a 35 or 36 millimeter bolt that you have to use. Let's see, I tried many methods of getting that clutch fan off, but it's got the water pump pulley is just, it doesn't have a good method to hold it in place. So I tried finding a spanner wrench that would fit it. I tried clutch fan removal kits. None of them seem to apply to this one. So I ultimately got this little guy from Harbor Freight. It's a chain strap wrench, and it worked and did the trick. Aside from these two tools and a 10 millimeter socket to get the fan shroud out, it's about all there is for now that we'll need. So be back in a few. Okay, this is my helper. She's going to be doing the filming activities. Alright. So here you go, Em. Hold it. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is start with the shroud. I've got to unplug the windshield wiper connectors and disconnect the drain or the fluid containers. Okay, there's two screws. One's right down in here. One's right down in here. They're kind of a pain to get to. So when I get those off, we'll take back. Okay, I've got the shroud out, and I don't want to disconnect all the hoses, so I've just connected the two wiper fluid containers together so that they don't leak all over the place and I don't have to capture the fluid or deal with my radiator. So I'm just going to let it sit there, and the next thing I got to do is take off the fan belt. So 15 millimeter socket. Bend it over. Back.
Take off your arm.
Okay, now the fan belt's off. The next step is going to be to remove the fan clutch. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've got a chain strap wrench on the water pump pulley and a big giant crescent wrench. This was the part that gave me the most trouble. I've actually got it off and put it back on a couple of times now, as this job is taking me longer than I thought. But you get this chain wrench, this chain strap wrench, you get it locked on as tight as you can, and it'll wedge against this other pulley over here. And then I also cranked a bunch of PB Blaster to loosen this up earlier, but it should just come right off now. And there we go. Right in here. This was by far the most difficult part. There were a lot of instructions on the internet that showed you how to do it after the fact, but not actually showing it in progress. So that's done. And then now you can come and take a look in here. You see what that looked like with the chain wrench on this water pump pulley. And boom. But before, I see these holes in it. That's like a spanner wrench could go in there, but I could not find any size spanner wrench that would actually fit that. So once you have the chain wrench off, or this clutch fan off, you're ready to go and start installing the new fan. Okay, we've got the fan in there. It's mounted using the plastic straps. Not entirely loving those things, but whatever. Got some wiring routed through there. Got my belt back on. The next step is going to be to put this shroud back on and then interconnect the wiring. So I'll be back in a few. Okay, it's a couple hours later. I'm done. It works. Let's see if you can get in there, see the fan installed, and in there working. Well, not working right now. I don't have it started, but I checked everything. It turned on. Here's how the wiring. I brought it up, routed it into the battery. I've got a negative lead here that's going directly to the fan. I've got a nice hot 12 volt lead that's going through the 70 amp fuse that is powering the relay. So the relay gets the signal from the existing wiring on this 2003 Dodge Durango. Turns on, sends some power down to the through this little guy here into that fan, turns it on, and it works. It's the air conditioner is blowing nice and cold. The fan itself, I have it wired to be on high. It's a 2-speed fan, a low speed and a high speed. I went ahead and wired it up to the high speed, so anytime either the air conditioner is on or a certain temperature is reached, that fan turns on at high speed. It's pretty loud, and it might be a little bit of overkill. I'm not using a controller, which a lot of guys use, or even some sort of manual switch so that they can turn it on and off as needed. But for now, I'm going to leave it like this. We'll see how it goes. I may end up doubling back and considering a controller of some sort. Because like I said, as soon as when you turn it on, I can hear it in the car. It's a loud, jet engine electric fan. But my air conditioner is cold as can be, sitting at a stoplight right now. And that was the whole reason that I attempted this job. So, hope this helps you out. And this video was made by a guy who goes on the internet and finds these videos for people who go on the internet and use these videos. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not, the expert at this, but I've done my research and I pulled this one off. So I hope it helps you.